So we're over here at FLOG Bumpers, where they build custom bumpers for your pickup, the front, the rear. They build all sorts of things. They're building some custom bumpers for Jonny Rev, so let's go check it out and see what they got going. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, welcome.
How's it going?
Real good.
Good, good. Hey, guys, this is Kevin over here at FLOG Industries, and he's going to tell us what they do here and then go show us around.
So we manufacture heavy-duty bumpers for heavy-duty trucks right here in southern Utah. Everything's made right here in-house, all the way from the plate still to the finished product going out the door. We're going to give you a quick tour and let you see how it all works.
Let's go see.
So take a look. So right now we're cutting base plates for the bumpers. You can see here what the laser is actually cutting. You can also peer into the glass here and see what it's cutting. But the laser is about 40 times faster than the water jet, which is what we were previously using. So it's been a big step up for us.
So it's faster and does a better cut too, right?
Significantly faster, and it's got a weldable edge, so the parts come out of there, a little bit of deburring, and the parts are ready to weld. So the biggest reason everyone don't have a laser is your initial cost.
Right.
So to put the machine in is really expensive. To run it is more cost effective, aside from the cost of the machine, more cost effective than plasma or water jet. So definitely once you get the machine set up, operating, it's a game changer. From here we'll go take a look at what the parts look like coming out of the laser, the deburring process, and what goes into the part before it can go to the press brake. So straight off the laser you can see that part needs minimal deburring. Got a beautiful cut finish. This part will get deburred and then it'll go to the press brake, get a bend in it, and then it's ready for assembly. So this is a stack of bumper parts that recently came off the laser. If you see here, this has a part number etched into the part as well. So all these are labeled. When you get a stack of 30, 40 parts that all look the same, sometimes it can turn into a chaotic puzzle. We'll quickly deburr the parts, take the sharp edges off, and then it'll go over to the press brake. So after the deburring process, they'll come over to the press brake, take a flat sheet of steel, turn it into a bumper part. You can see behind me, John's doing some Dodge bumper brackets. We take a flat piece of steel, turn it into a formed piece of steel, and then we'll take it over and start welding them together. Once they're fully welded, they'll come over to the sanding area. We'll take a sander, sand all the welds, polish all the welds, and you'll get something close to what this looks like. This bumper has been completely prepped, ready to go to the shipping department and get kicked out of here. This bumper fits a 21 plus Ford Bronco.
Really?
So we have front and rear bumpers for the Ford Bronco. This is our non-winch option, so it's a little bit more low profile. So this is our box building department up here. These are giant cardboard boxes.
Those are big.
That we fold up. You have a top and a bottom. All right, so once the box is all assembled up here, we'll drop it down the ramp, and then we'll go down there and drag it off and package up the bumper. So we use the crane to pick up the bumpers and drop them into the crate. I'll just show you how we rig that. So we'll hook that bar and get it good and balanced. And some of these bumpers weigh, you know, a couple 100 pounds. So it's a little more than I want to pick. There you have it. So the fuel tanks are a big part of what we do here as well. So this one's a dual fuel, 70-gallon total capacity, 50 gallons on the big side, 20 on the small side. You might be wondering where the pumps are. The pumps go inside.
And then this is a toolbox right here,
So
right?
you got a toolbox,
Pump.
a pump compartment, another pump compartment. This is all lockable, can all be secure. Your hoses, everything go down in there. The mesh stays inside.
That's nice. And it's below the bed rails, right?
So this all sits below the height of the bed. If you want to run a tonneau cover, this will work with that.
That's really nice.
Even our vent system. This is an atmospheric vent system. If you have any fuel leakage coming out your vent, this will catch it and drop it back in once it's done venting. So instead of going onto the ground or into the
or like
bed
all
of your
over
truck,
here, and then the dirt sticks to it, and it's all nasty, and yeah.
Made out of steel and then powder coated. Really heavy duty, fully TIG welded on everything. We're gonna go see some TIG welding in there. Tyson's a master TIG welder. We're gonna go see what he's doing in there. So you can see behind me the weld curtain. That's where Tyson does all the TIG welding. We're gonna step in there and see some of his work. We fully TIG weld all of our tanks. It gives us a tried and true weld that's not gonna crack or break. These are all pressure tested before they go to powder coat so that we know that they're not gonna leak. This is what the tank looks like before it gets the toolbox put on it. As you can see, it's got the L shape. The fill cap goes here. And then you see the auxiliary port for feeding into your factory tank if you choose to do so. Tyson is super efficient with this process. Once the product's built, we get it to powder coat and we get it shipped as quick as we can. So I don't have a lot of product to show you in here because it goes in and out so quick. So that kind of wraps up the bumper process, which brings us to
Jonny Rev. Yeah, where's the bumper for Johnny?
So Johnny's bumper is right now, it's in the drafting phase.
Can we see it?
So let's go take a look at it.
Let's go look, come on.
So this is what we've got so far. We've kind of taken some of the elements of the 73 Ford grill and put them in the bumper there.
Yeah, I like that.
I wanted to keep these light panels small and go for more of a vent look as opposed to a light, because to try and fit a big light in there, the bumper has to grow. So it's trying to keep this super low profile.
Yeah, because the original bumpers are pretty small. We don't need it to look like it's got a big fat lip.
Right.
Yeah, that looks good.
So this is getting pretty close. I'll flatten out parts in the computer and create a DXF file, a cut file. Send those over to Nate. He nests it up in the laser software, sends it out to the laser, and then he cuts out the flat pattern and kind of go through the whole manufacturing process. And then in this case, we're just gonna put a clear coat on it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna look pretty cool, I think.
It's gonna look cool.
So the new FLOG bumper is gonna be high and tight, like factory, with some of those aggressive lines that we like to do in our design. It'll flow in like factory, but it'll be a lot beefier looking. We're gonna go a little bit higher than factory, kind of follow this grill line, and then it'll come down to about factory height here. And then we'll maintain some airflow throughout the center so your Cummins can breathe.
Yeah, it's gonna need it. All that horsepower in my heavy right foot. But you said it's gonna bolt right on here, right?
Yeah, it'll
Just
bolt right to
on?
this frame. Be pretty simple on the install. And then we're gonna finish it with just the sanded look with the clear coat. So it's gonna have that raw metal look.
Oh, that's gonna look awesome.
Really cool.
It'll match the patina on here. And then I really like how the mesh that's gonna be here is gonna match the grill. Like, I'm excited. I can't wait for it to be done. But if you guys wanna see it all done and on the truck, like and subscribe to see more, because we got a lot more coming. Thanks, Kevin. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.